What does being feminine mean to me? I just think it means being myself. And I love being myself, so that's what I like about it.
Being feminine to me, that's just how I express myself, really and truly. It doesn't fall in a bracket of being femme or masc. I'm more comfortable with that side of my life, if that makes sense.
What I like about being feminine is not being masculine, in the sense of like, not this kind of heteronormative masculinity. So to be not traditionally male will be seen as feminine anyway. And so for me, a lot of it is about celebrating qualities I find in feminine people, which I love. And I kind of, want to emulate and replicate and celebrate that too.
I get hate, I get adoration, I get interest, intrigue, disgust, and this is on a daily basis. It just depends on where I am.
A lot of times I have to be very aware of how I behave in specific places or in specific scenarios.
If I'm going somewhere and I notice of like a particular area, I somewhat tend to tone down, not completely, but I'm more aware, like, okay, I can't wear this, so I tone it down. But it's still there, still very much present, however, because my mannerisms, my hand gestures, all of that, I can't hide that.
But even like, walking to the club wearing, a mini skirt or something, I am very aware that people might take that differently or they might react very differently, so I'd always put a coat on, like to cover it until I get to the club, even though my legs are, in fishnets kind of thing. So I think safety is another thing that I guess will restrict how feminine I am sometimes.
I don't think there is. I think being a black feminine man has helped me achieve a lot of my goals in the workforce. So for example, people are less intimidated by the gay black man than they are by the black man.
In terms of the workplace, I used to work a corporate job, and it was a very kind of white, middle class, kind of very straight environment. And I refused to wear a suit. I just didn't want to wear a suit because I didn't like wearing it. And so I'd come in and slowly kind of break down what a man should have worn in the office. And I had quite a lot of pushback actually at the start.
Dating is awful. The main reason is because I'm black. I believe that people think that I should be hyper masculine, like people expect me to have a big dick. I do, but that's not the point.
I think dating for me has been interesting. People make a lot of assumptions on how I am before they meet me.
People think black men should be hyper masculine. I'm kind of to the low. So because I'm feminine, people then determine that I'm not mad enough to date them. Yeah, so dating for me is awful. I have to go through so much processing, when I date someone, I kind of dress down at first and have to kind of slowly introduce how feminine I am.
Guys are attracted to me. I'm usually a fetish or something they want to experiment with. Not nice, not nice at all. When I was younger and naive, gullible, it was very easy for them to get away with that. But now it's like, bye, 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 bye.
I think coming to the UK as someone who's Asian, Chinese, already have a lot of assumptions put onto me that I am very feminine, that I'm very submissive, that I'm very quiet, and that, I'm, that sort of character. But then my voice is kind of low, but then I have a lot of like feminine hand gestures. And so like people always say like, oh, you're kind of sort of masc sometimes and really femme sometimes, as if I need to be defined by one or the other.
If I had my best friend here with me right now, we're so different in terms of appearance. He can walk down the street, and because he's like a bit of a chameleon, which I am too, he can blend in more with the masculine straight side, so it's easier for him. He's more approachable in that sense. Whereas me, they automatically assume, girl, what is that? Who is that?
Those assumptions have kind of affected me negatively earlier on in my dating life. Just in terms of, I felt like I had to be more masculine to be attractive because femme people were not attractive, especially kind of femme Asian people. But then I would meet these, yellow fever kind of people who just like Asians for the sake of liking Asians. And I would feel a pressure to be very submissive and very feminine just to satisfy that.
Yeah, it makes me sad. Because being a feminine black man doesn't mean that I'm not a man. It doesn't mean that I'm not masculine. There's so many facets to people anyway. I mean, I meet straight men who are very hyper masculine, but they're so sensitive and soft, and so they have that feminine to them as well. But just because in my community, I feel like I have to explain it.
And so I think it took me quite a few years to understand that actually, if anyone has those assumptions or wants to treat me a certain way, they're definitely not right for me.
You have to express yourself through clothes and through just the way you walk and the sass in your spirit, and the fact that you were raised by these strong black women and they were what influenced what you came out with.
Fashion and the way I dress and the way I act just kind of reinforce confidence within myself.
I can't imagine what it would be like to not want to express that and not express that. And I feel like it would be the worst world if Andre wasn't being Andre every day.
If you are free to do what you want, feel how you want, dress how you want, you're gonna be a very, very happy person. I somewhat lost sight of that, and I'm trying to remind myself of who that person was before I got to the stage I am now. I'm just like, I was carefree, I was happy-go-lucky. Wearing this down the street wouldn't bother me. Now I'm more conscious. I'm like, okay, put on a coat, cover up just a little bit, but I'm still gonna show you me.
Full stop. If I was gonna come here and wear exactly what someone else wore, what's the point of me being here? But also I think the importance of it is to give myself that confidence boost. You know, like even getting ready today, I wanted to wear these trousers, and in my head I was just like, but it's so freaking cold outside. But then I said to myself, well, like, but they're gonna flow in the wind. And for me, that was enough to make me happy to leave the house and kind of give me that confidence of like, it's a 15-minute walk, I'm gonna flow in the wind, it's gonna be great.
So yeah, I would just describe my style as like a banji kun. I always have skinny jeans on, can't wear loose fit trousers ever. I love to like feel the material on my legs. My belt always has to be tight to have my waist out and my ass showing. Always got to have my shirt open. Me and my best friend call it nipples to the wind, so when the wind's blowing, like all you see is bare nipple.
I don't know how I would describe my style, but I would say my influences are very kind of glam rock, glam pop, kind of androgynous, kind of Grace Jones, David Bowie, Lady Gaga, that vibe of things. But also very much my friends and kind of the music I listen to. And also, I think the drag scene as well in East London, or just in London in general. I think that gives me a lot of kind of confidence to be more expressive in my ways and helps me kind of figure out whether I could pull this off or whether I want to try that kind of thing.
My style is a reflection of how I feel on a day. So whatever mood I'm in, it tends to reflect in what I put on. I wear a lot of dark clothing, which people always think I'm sad and depressed. No, it's just a very easy color to wear. In terms of somebody I look up to, maybe like fashion-wise, that would be my wife, Brianna. She takes risks. She is not afraid to wear anything. She could put on a bin bag and I'm like, yes, because she can wear it. So stuff like that I would take from her and try to implement in myself.
And then the hair color is like my biggest thing. I'm black haired today, which is jet black, not my actual natural color. But blondes, pinks, yellows, greens, I do every color. And I think the color of my hair is usually my main statement.
I think one of my role models will definitely be Lady Gaga, just because of the fearlessness, I think. Plus a million other things. But when I first kind of came to the UK, she had just kind of launched. And I had never really grown up with a kind of a public figure who was so kind of, you know, queer friendly, who was so unapologetic, who was so bold and brash, but also created beautiful art with a crazy work ethic. And I think that for me was just kind of encapsulated the type of person I wanted to be as well.
Role models, in particular, just family. So the girls in my family, I'm a dancer, so I literally danced with all the girls in my family my whole life. So, and all they did was like talk about boys and stuff. So the skinny jeans and all that, I think it's just from watching all my older cousins who babysitted me, wearing skinny jeans, how they navigate around men, kind of what they do to kind of get attention from a man. So that waist and the ass thing is very like, goes with that. So I think that my mom and the girls in my family influenced my style the most. But then also like women on TV, so I like watch a lot of reality TV shows. So yeah, it's just kind of them on TV and how they dress and how they kind of make the clothes move and how like silhouettes happen when like you've got like a loose fitted shirt or something like that.
My role model to me is and always will be Mummy Dearest. That woman is resilient as hell. Resilient. She's gone through a lot of things and I'm just like, you're still standing? Okay, I've got a lot further to go. What I might be dealing with now, I'm gonna get past it. If she can do it, so can I.
I see myself as an older, so I purposely, even if it's on social media, like posts, comment on posts of like my fellow queer, gay, feminine guys. I consciously like their stuff and I consciously comment on their stuff because I want them to know that like, I like it, I fucks with it, because when I was that age, I felt like I was the first to be doing it and no one was like, oh, you look good today, girl, da, da, da. On a day-to-day basis, it was kind of like stares rather than appreciation. And now that I'm older, I want to appreciate the guys that are kind of moving it forward even more than I felt like I moved it forward.
I think the drag scene in London is amazing for that. You know, going to a drag show, everyone's kind of dressed up in a very different way. No one's expected to be gender conforming in any sort of way. And I think just the fact that a drag performer is someone who is bending gender and, you know, testing sexuality, experimenting with fashion and art, I think that makes the space very free to be as femme as you want, to be as masculine as you want even, or be that perfect androgynous blend if you wanted to. So I think within London, definitely the drag scene is an amazing thing for kind of people who want to go as femme as possible.
I don't have that many male feminine friends, even if they're gay, to be fair. And if they are, it was when our friendship first started. So they were more like me in that sense. But as they've grown older now, they've kind of reverted back to the more masculine side. So in terms of community, I can't really speak on that because I don't socialize with that many. I'm like the one person out of my circle of friends that is like me. So I can't compare it to anybody else. In a club setting or a night out, that's different. The community, there is community, but it can tend to be, from what I've experienced anyway, bitchy, shady, and I'm not here for that. So I automatically just take myself away from it. Then I come across as if I'm snobbish or I think I'm too nice. So I'm just like, no, because I can see what's happening and I don't want to be a part of it.
What helped me grow as a person was kind of just navigating in the world alone and finding my base. And to be honest, I feel like I was raised by gay people. I was raised by a yardie man. I was at yardie man's house every weekend. I lived in Wolverhampton, so I would come to London. I was raised by yardie men. I was dressed by yardie men. So like I was literally raised in gay culture.
I think just being honest and open with your experiences and having conversations with, you know, strangers, with friends, with family. Because a lot of the time we grow through kind of imparting knowledge onto younger people as well. Because we take that time to reflect upon how we've come to this spot and who has helped us get there. But I think with kind of friends especially, they have always been my rocks in that sense, and they've helped me grow and learn how to live independently, live without judgment, and kind of accept myself for who I am, even if that may be very different to what people expect me to be.
So in terms of growing, I think I do things backwards, if that makes sense. I act before I think with most of the things I do, and then I sit back. If it's bad, I sit back and reflect on it, and then I tear myself down. Because you know it was wrong, you know you shouldn't have done it, but you did it anyway because you was in a moment or whatever the case might be. But then after that, the aftermath of that is never good. Not for me. Not for somebody who over-processes every little thing.
Just keep being yourself, keep doing you, because honestly, like, that is your biggest, like, thing, and that's the biggest thing to your success. That's the reason why everyone likes you. That's why you're out now rapping and doing good and not scared of what the world's gonna say when you repost a rap video or you do your own little freestyle on your Instagram story.
Don't think too much. I think a lot of time we act or don't act because we're scared. And And honestly, nothing really matters that much to be that afraid. And as long as you're safe, go for it. Express yourself, kind of experiment with different styles, different fashion, you know, different music, different sounds, even different like body movements. I think it's important for us to kind of just let go of our inhibitions and not restrict ourselves. So I'll tell my younger self to just kind of relax and have fun and enjoy it. Don't think too much.
Don't let anyone steal your freedom. Period. Freedom to express who you are, freedom to be who you are. Don't be someone who is tolerated. Go places where you are accepted and wanted. Don't be tolerated. If there is not a space for you at the table, make your own.